drums, and coming up, there's a lot of prog in my life, so a lot of Yes and a lot of King Crimson, and of course the requisite Rush and Genesis as well. I played in this group called Absolute Ensemble, where I got to very frequently be the drummer and the percussionist at the same time. So I was used to having a drum set and then a world rig, usually with djembe, doumbek, and bongos, and then like a rack of bells and cowbells, so that trying to bridge those worlds, got to work with Lebanese musicians and tango musicians and Middle Eastern musicians and Indian musicians. I got these like 4 small Korean cymbals when I was in Bregan, Norway, playing at this opera festival, and I went into this random shop and they had these 4 little Korean cymbals, so I had them out on the side on tables, so those were those like ticky metallic sounds, so I had a little bit of a shape to play, but it wasn't something recognizable like a cowbell or that sort of Brooklyny twig like a glockenspiel or something like that. When I heard this tune that we recorded, I was like, okay, this needs a solid like programmed drum part that's really tight and steady and consistent, but that has a little bit of breath and organicness and groove. So knowing that eventually there was going to be sort of this electronica wash happening on this, it definitely informed how I wanted to both tune the drums, the type of touch that I wanted to use, and the auxiliary instruments that I added. I wanted to make sure that my approach for my playing was very clean, like gad ghost notes and grace notes that are like just like these delicious like syrup of diddles and swamp, and it feels so good, and it's like sits like down in your body, and you just get the smile, as opposed to like a Bruford kind of diddles, which are all like you hear every little you can almost envision the shape of the beat of the stick. And so I was definitely thinking more along those lines for this one, so that when I added the diddles and I added those 30-second notes, that they were more Manu Katché and less Steve Gadd. That it was really like digga-da and less vrah, because it felt like this needed to have the motor keep going. And even in the sections where the sort of the bottom dropped out of the groove, there was still needed to be this like shiny, like industrial kind of tick-tock, like small music box that was happening on top when the full factory would drop back in. You wanted to keep that small bit on the top.